Last week I was in a situation in which one of my friends caused me an inconvenience. And that was not an inconvenience for me. I was not offended in any way. But still, there was a point when I started to feel a little bit awkward. I started to feel my gestures to become artificial or phony. I started to feel my smile being forced, and the conversation became fake, really. And I didn't understand at first why, because I wasn't inconvenienced in any way. I was relaxed. But I started to realize that what happened was that I was reflecting the feelings of my friend. So there was a reflection of his emotions in me, and that's why I was responding in this particular manner, which was embarrassing, and it was bad, because I was not at all angry or offended. I was totally okay with everything, but still I started to act as if I was offended. So, and this happens many times. The other person's insecurities can trigger insecurities to come forth within me, because a conversation is never about two isolated individuals or a group of individuals, isolated individuals, but they are a unit. When there is a conversation, there is a unity of the members in that conversation, and there is a unity of emotion. Now, of course, there are people who are not that sensitive or responsive to other person's emotions in a situation, and they don't necessarily feel emotions reflected in themselves. But I think there is a tendency in conversations to converge to a certain emotional or felt texture or something. But then I thought about the consequences of these features of the conversation. So when, as I said, there is a person who feels awkward, then he can cause the other person to feel awkward as well, and that's too bad, because that way we reduce the conversation to something which is not genuine, which is not authentic. And that happens so many times. For example, this being awkward in a situation or feeling awkward is something that happens many times, and we do it the same way in subsequent situations, or when we talk with others about informations merely, or let's coin the phrase, we are engaged in a content talk. That's not very progressive, or it's not so relevant, because if every individual is unique and every moment is unique, and every interaction that I have with others, with other unique individuals, is a once occurrent event, why do we abuse those unique possibilities and that particular potential at that moment by talking about cliches, or talking about things that are predictable and understandable and well established, for example about sports or the weather, my feelings about job and things like that. Of course, I'm not denying the role of these or the role of the idle chatter, or the healthy way of indulging in inanities, and it's like breathing, it's relaxing, it's natural. But I think when this content talk overflows the process talk, which I would like to distinguish from this content talk, and of course these are two categories that exist in their non-existent extremes, but I think cultivating the process talk is so much more important, because as I've said, everyone is a unique constellation of memories and experiences, and we shouldn't abuse our interaction with others by talking of predictable and one-way things. I imagine the ideal conversation as two or more individuals who are willing to become vulnerable in front of each other and are willing to suspend their judgments and their values, and are willing to set out on a conceptual voyage which is not predictable. They don't know what will happen next, and they will be surprised by the things that will be called forth from them during the conversation. Okay, that's all.